She left you for him. And right now, your chest feels heavy, your thoughts are loud, your pride is wounded. But what if this moment that feels like loss is actually your liberation? What if the very thing you are grieving is the door that leads you back to your power? Stay with me, because by the end of this message, you will see clearly why you win. When someone leaves you for another person, it attacks your ego before it touches your heart. You start comparing, you start questioning your worth, you start imagining that he has something you do not. But the Stoic mind refuses to play that game. Your value does not decrease because someone fails to recognize it. Gold does not become dust because someone walks past it. The truth is simple. If she could leave you for him, she was never fully yours. And if she was never fully yours, you never truly lost her. You only lost the illusion of permanence. Stoicism teaches us that everything external is temporary, relationships included. When you accept that, pain becomes lighter. You stop clinging, you start observing. Right now, you may feel replaced. But a man who can be replaced was never rooted in himself. A man grounded in discipline, purpose, and self-respect cannot be replaced. He can only be misunderstood, and misunderstanding is not defeat. She chose him. That was her decision. Stoicism reminds us that we cannot control other people's choices. We can only control our response, and your response is where you win. If you react with anger, jealousy, or desperation, you lose your edge. But if you respond with silence, growth, and self-mastery, you become untouchable. Most men chase closure. They want explanations. They want apologies. But closure is not given. It is created. The moment you decide that her departure is redirection, not rejection, you take your power back. The universe did not remove her to punish you. It removed her to refine you. Think about it. If she found someone else so quickly, what does that reveal? It reveals that her loyalty was conditional, and conditional loyalty is fragile. You do not build empires on fragile foundations. You build them on strength, patience, and resilience. Right now, he feels like he won. He feels chosen. He feels victorious. But victory that depends on someone else's instability is temporary. If she left you for him, she can leave him for someone else. A person who switches lanes easily does not suddenly become steady. Your job is not to compete. Competition keeps you emotionally attached. Your job is to detach. When you detach, you see clearly. You see that her choice says more about her readiness than your worth. Pain is not your enemy, it is your teacher. This moment is training your emotional endurance. It is forcing you to confront your insecurities. It is pushing you to become stronger, and strength built in silence is the most dangerous kind. Do not beg. Do not stalk. Do not perform for attention. The Stoic man understands that dignity is more valuable than validation. The moment you maintain your composure, you shift the narrative. You are no longer the abandoned man. You are the disciplined one. While he is celebrating the new relationship, you are rebuilding yourself. You are refining your habits. You are strengthening your body. You are sharpening your mind. Time will reveal who truly won. You see, attraction built on emotion fades. Attraction built on character endures. If she was drawn away by excitement, novelty, or comparison, then she was not aligned with your long-term vision. You do not want someone who is easily distracted. You want someone who is aligned with your mission. This is your turning point. You can either shrink or expand. You can either obsess over what she is doing or focus on who you are becoming. Every minute spent stalking her life is a minute stolen from your growth. Here is the reality most men avoid. Sometimes a woman leaves because she senses stagnation. That is not an insult, that is feedback, and feedback is valuable. Use this moment to evaluate yourself honestly. Where were you coasting? Where were you settling? Improvement is not about winning her back, it is about winning yourself back. The Stoic mindset says that obstacles are opportunities disguised as discomfort. This breakup is your obstacle, and therefore, it is your opportunity. The version of you that emerges from this pain will be sharper, calmer, and more grounded. She left you for him. Good. That means you are free. Free from uncertainty. Free from divided loyalty. Free from emotional instability. Freedom is uncomfortable at first, but it is powerful. Imagine months from now, you have built discipline, you have leveled up your finances, you have transformed your physique, you have deepened your mindset. You walk with quiet confidence. At that point, whether she looks back or not will not matter, because you will have outgrown the version of yourself that needed her approval. Winning is not about getting her back. Winning is about becoming the kind of man who does not fear loss. When you do not fear loss, you cannot be controlled. When you cannot be controlled, you become magnetic. Let him have the excitement. Let him enjoy the novelty. You focus on permanence. You focus on becoming irreplaceable in your own life. The world respects men who remain composed under pressure. There is something powerful about silence. When you disappear without drama, people notice. When you upgrade quietly, people feel it. When you do not react, you create mystery, and mystery commands attention. Do not check her social media. Do not ask mutual friends for updates. Protect your mind like it is sacred. Because it is. Every image you see will either weaken you or motivate you. Choose motivation. Right now, she expects a reaction. She expects emotion. She expects you to break. When you do not, you confuse the narrative. Strength is rare. Emotional control is rare. Be rare. Remember this. The man she left is not the man you are becoming. That version of you existed before this lesson. The next version will be forged by it. You win because you are forced to grow. You win because you are forced to detach. You win because you are forced to confront yourself. Growth born from comfort is shallow. Growth born from pain is permanent. And if this message is helping you see your situation differently, subscribe to the channel right now. Join a community of men who refuse to crumble under pressure. Subscribe to Stoic Think for more lessons that sharpen your mind and strengthen your spirit. This is only the beginning. The story is not about her leaving. The story is about you rising. You must understand something powerful. When she left, she removed distraction from your life. Distraction often wears the mask of love. It consumes your time, your focus, your emotional energy. Now that it is gone, you have space. Space to think. Space to build. Space to become dangerous in your discipline. Most men waste this space. They fill it with overthinking, late-night scrolling, and silent resentment. But you are not most men. You are choosing awareness, and awareness changes everything. Ask yourself honestly, were you fully focused on your purpose while you were with her, or were you comfortable? Comfort is subtle, it feels safe, it feels warm. But comfort dulls ambition. Sometimes life removes comfort so you can rediscover hunger. Hunger creates progress. Hunger builds empires. Hunger transforms ordinary men into unforgettable ones. Right now, he's experiencing the thrill of something new. New conversations. New energy. New validation. But novelty fades. It always does. What remains after novelty fades is character. And character is what you are building. If she left because she believed he was better, that belief will eventually be tested by reality. And reality is ruthless. People reveal who they truly are over time. You do not need revenge. You do not need to prove anything. Time will expose everything. Your responsibility is simple. Control your thoughts, control your habits, control your reactions. Stoicism teaches that suffering does not come from events themselves but from our interpretation of them. If you interpret this as humiliation, you will feel small. If you interpret it as redirection, you will feel empowered. Choose the interpretation that strengthens you. You might replay memories in your mind, the laughter, the promises, the plans. Let them pass. Do not fight them. Observe them like clouds. They were moments, not guarantees. The past cannot be edited, but your future is still blank. This is where you win. You are no longer investing energy into someone uncertain about you. You are investing into yourself. And self-investment compounds. Every workout completed without motivation builds resilience. Every book read instead of sending a text builds intelligence. Every moment of silence instead of emotional reaction builds authority. Authority over yourself is the highest form of power. Do not measure your value by who chooses you. Measure your value by who you are when no one is watching. Discipline in private creates confidence in public. There is another truth most people ignore. When someone leaves, they expect you to collapse emotionally. They expect tears. They expect drama. They expect pursuit. When you respond with calm indifference, it disrupts their expectations. Calmness is intimidating. It signals self-control. It signals strength. It signals that your world does not revolve around their approval. And here is something deeper. If she left for him, she may have been seeking something different. Not necessarily better. Different. Different energy. Different dynamic. Different experience. That has nothing to do with your inadequacy. Not every connection is meant to last forever. Some people enter your life to reveal your weaknesses. Others enter to teach detachment. She may have been your lesson, not your destiny. Lessons are not losses. You win because you are no longer in a relationship that required you to compete for loyalty. You win because you are no longer emotionally tied to uncertainty. You win because you now have clarity. Clarity hurts at first, but confusion hurts longer. Imagine the alternative. Imagine she stayed but secretly compared you to someone else. Imagine she stayed but doubted you. That slow erosion would damage your confidence over time. A clean exit is painful, but it is honest. Honesty is a gift, even when it stings. Right now, focus on strengthening your foundation. Improve your routines. Improve your focus. Improve your standards. Raise the bar for who has access to you. When your standards rise, your environment changes. You are not trying to make her regret leaving. That mindset keeps you emotionally attached. You are becoming better because that is who you choose to be. And if one day she looks back and sees your growth, that is a byproduct. Not the goal. The goal is internal victory. Internal victory means you wake up without bitterness, you train without excuses, you work without distraction. You live without seeking validation from someone who walked away. You must stop romanticizing the idea of her. She chose differently. Accept it fully. Acceptance is not weakness. It is maturity. When you accept reality, you stop fighting it. When you stop fighting it, you free your energy. And freed energy builds momentum. Momentum changes your life faster than motivation ever could. Right now, you are building momentum. Quietly, intentionally, relentlessly. And if this perspective is shifting your mindset, subscribe to the channel right now. Join a brotherhood of men who transform pain into power. Subscribe to Stoic Think for more insights that sharpen your discipline and strengthen your identity. The man who wins after being left is not the loudest. He is the calmest. He is the most focused. He is the least reactive. Let him enjoy the spotlight of newness. You focus on long-term excellence. Excellence is silent. Excellence is patient. Excellence is unstoppable. One day you will look back at this moment and smile. Not because she left, but because that was the moment you decided to level up. And when you level up, you never go back to the old version of yourself.